Say Yes to Holiness here, and just want to jump on this week with a live video. I've been doing, just in case you don't know, I've been doing shorts, YouTube shorts, which are excerpts from my podcast that I've been doing the last several weeks. So I've been posting those every couple of days on the YouTube channel. So I hope that you have found those to be of value. And if you're interested in all of what it is that I speak about, especially with a guest, make sure to check out the full podcast episode, which you can also find on the YouTube channel. But today I am here with 3 lessons from Saint Damien of Molokai. Father Damien, his memorial actually is tomorrow, May 10th, and it's something where most of us kind of know the story of Father Damien, of how he went to Hawaii, and then he went out, and he then went to the island of Molokai, where he worked with the lepers. What most people don't know is the fact that um, he devoted his entire life to bring Jesus to whoever the outcasts in society were, wherever he was. He was actually born in Belgium. He was the son of well-to-do farmers. When he was at college, he had his calling to become a priest, and he and it's the same community that his older brother had joined. And here's the first piece of wisdom, the first lesson that Damien gives us, is that after he took the name of Damien, his brother was supposed to sail from Belgium to Hawaii in order to serve the people there. But his brother fell ill, and Damien said yes. He was obedient to serving where he was needed, not necessarily where he wanted to be. And this was true in his first several years, almost the first decade that he was in Hawaii. He served the people of Hawaii in different villages, and he invested a lot of time in those people, but he kept hearing about the people, the settlement on Molokai for the people with leprosy, otherwise known as Hansen's disease, during that time frame. The colony was very poor, and not a single doctor or priest visited the island. And so one of the biggest things that he did is that he offered to go to Molokai and work with the lepers. And this is the second lesson that he gives us, which is courage, the willingness to step out and to do the things that other people weren't willing to do. No one else was willing to go to the island of Molokai. And one of the biggest things is that he had the courage to say yes and to go and to minister to those who are on the fringes. He worked with the lepers. He didn't just tend to them. He also got busy helping them care for their huts, caring for the sick, trying new medicines. He preached, offered mass, as well as confessions, but he also helped build roads, improve water systems, orphanages, churches. Pretty much, he was kind of sheriff, counselor, undertaker, chief bottle washer for everything. And one of the big things that happened is that the people adopted him as their own, of course. At all the masses on Sundays, Father Damien would always begin his homily by saying, "My dear lepers." And he would then preach the gospel and share the good news of Jesus. One day he said, "My fellow lepers," and it was very quiet because people realized that Father Damien too had contracted the disease. Despite that, he continued his work until a month before his death, when he was no longer able to do so. In the process of his service on Molokai, another layman from Vermont, Joseph Dutton, Brother Joseph, came and joined him for 44 years and worked there. And then also, she's now a saint, Mother Marianne Cope, Franciscan sisters from New York, came in order to help with that work. Father Damien served lepers for 16 years before he died. He's called the martyr of Molokai because he gave his life for those who he was serving. And this is the third lesson that Father Damien can give us, and that is to live mercy. The Latin word misericordia is misery and cor, meaning heart. And the combination of these usually is referring to God's mercy, in which God, his heart comes into our misery and redeems it. But for us, when we are being merciful, our hearts are being moved to be with someone who's in misery, just like Father Damien did with the lepers. And then we allow God to, through his grace, to redeem what is going on through in someone else's life through us. We become an instrument of the Holy Spirit. So one of the biggest things is that we can do, and here's our challenge, here's our resolution on this, as we are remembering Father Damien, as remembering St. Damien of Molokai, is to go and to care for those who are treated like lepers in your community. You know who they are. You know those people that are on the fringes that everyone avoids, kind of shuns. It might be the kind of crazy homeless person, or it might be the person that is a little too pushy with their ideas, or it could just be that this person just doesn't have a lot and people just ignore them. And we all know those people. It could be someone sitting at the lunch table if you're in school all by themselves. But we have the opportunity to exercise mercy and to allow them to feel God's love through his grace working through us. So your challenge is to do a corporal work of mercy and a spiritual work of mercy. So corporal work of mercy is to do something physically for someone. A spiritual work of mercy would be to intercede for them, send them a letter, pray for them, but let them know that you prayed for them. That's the key. Let them know of God's mercy through your actions for them, just like Father Damien did for the lepers on Molokai. I hope that this has helped you be able to live out your life of faith a little bit more fully on your journey towards sanctity, towards holiness, and know my continued prayers for each and every one of you that you're able to do whatever it takes so that together we can tell the Master of Death, not today. God bless everybody.